Today we're taking off some honey at Springboro Tree Farms, and we've been through most of the colonies. We've got one left. Several folks have posted on Facebook that they'd like to see the way we harvest honey, and so we're just going to go through that today. We're going to this is the last one we had to do. We'll give it a little smoke. And what we do is just simply remove the frames. If we have nice full frames, we're looking for frames that have capped honey, and that's what we have here. That's all capped honey, and it is not all capped, and that's okay. See, there's here that some that just have a little nectar in them, or maybe there's nothing at all. Those are fine. We're looking for frames that are, what, Joe, 85, 90%
yeah, buddy.
full.
Yeah.
That's all we do. Is we just brush the bees off and put these frames in a plastic tub so no more bees can get on.
Yeah, I'm loose here.
That's a good one.
That is a nice one. Some nice frames in there.
Yeah.
Yep. Look at that. That's kind of a textbook frame.
Beautiful.
And how do you decide how much to take off and how much to leave?
We leave, it's a great question. We leave them more than we need to. This box will be basically full of brood. This one's full of honey, we hope. I've looked at it. It's got a lot of honey in it. Then we leave them another honey super, which is almost full of honey. This is all drawn out comb. It's all got some nectar in it, and they'll finish filling this out. And they'll fill it out by the goldenrod that they're feeding on now. And we also are going to feed the bees high fructose corn syrup. Or you can feed sugar water, 2 to 1. 1 part sugar to 1 part water.
Boy, that is some beautiful honey coming out of there, Joe.
Super. Get all the bees out. We've already given this hive its mite medication. So now we're going to apply a hive top feeder. We'll give them a nice portion of high fructose corn syrup. Put the inner cover on. That's good. We're going to need to shake those bees off. They'll be stuck in there. There we go. These are fed and ready for winter. Well, here's the honey we just took out of that the colony down at the apiary. We're going to bring it in now to the sugar shack, and we're going to be processing the honey out of these frames. And the way we do that is we first uncap the frames in this uncapping tank. We'll show you that in just a second. Then we place the frames, 6 of them at a time, into this electrically powered radial extractor. We call it a radial extractor because you don't have to reverse the frames. You put them in one position and you turn the machine on. It spins them around like the spinner in your old washing machine, and the honey just flies off onto the edge of the machine and runs down to the bottom and comes out at this port right here into a 5-gallon bucket from which we later bottle it. It's that simple. These are the frames that you just saw us take out of the colony down in the apiary. Now we're uncapping them, which means it's capped honey. The bees put a little layer of wax over every cell, and that's where the honey is. And we're using an electric uncapping knife because it melts the wax very nicely. And the wax is falling into this wax melter uncapping tank. There's a little honey that falls into the tank too, as you can see. And it simply drains through the wax and comes out the port at the bottom of the uncapping tank. When we're all through with this and we've removed all the honey that can be taken out of the uncapping tank, we put a little bit of water, a couple of gallons of water, in with the wax. We plug this wax melter / uncapping tank into an electrical outlet, and we heat the water and melt the wax. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a moment. This is a honey refractometer, and it measures the Brix, or the sugar content or sweetness of the honey, as well as the moisture content. We're looking for moisture content that is certainly under 19% water. 18.7 I think is the correct one. I'm looking here at 17.3, I'd say. 17.3 water and about 81 Brix. Should be between 70 and 85. So it's real sweet, and it's the right moisture content. It's going to be good honey. An uncapping tank, it's also a wax melter. And after we harvest the honey, we simply open this valve and drain all the wax, or the honey that will run out of it. We drain it into a 5-gallon bucket, filter it, and it's honey. When we're through and no more honey will come out, it's time to melt the wax. At that point, we put a measured amount of water, a couple of gallons, enough to cover the heating element. Turn the heat on, bring it almost to a boil. The wax will melt. Then we drain off the water into a bucket and discard it, feed it to the bees. And then the remainder that's in here is hot wax, and it comes out into a container. We further refine it, and we get beeswax, which you can use to make soap and candles. It's a lubricant. We use it on the gearing to make on the apple cider press, and lots of other uses. The final step in the process, we're going to package the honey. Nice and tight. The label goes on. There you have it.
Okay, what's going on out here?
After we've taken off all the honey that we can, we bring the frames out here and share it with the bees who made it.
And how many bees do you suppose are in the air out here around us right now?
A few thousand, I think. They're busy. If you think you might get stung out here, you really don't. See, they crawl all over you. They're busy getting honey. The only time you get stung is if you get one pinched between your finger and a piece of frame or something. But here we go. Final step in the process. Cool. Clean up. Get the work bees.